Hello and welcome to ZBrush. Today we'll start with the basics of getting started with ZBrush and sculpting. So the first thing we're going to look at is the ZBrush interface. When you open up ZBrush for the first time, more than likely what you're going to see is the Lightbox. This is basically just a way to look at the folders containing all the different projects that are available to you in ZBrush. So again, for most new people, this is a lot to take in. Well, the Lightbox you can turn on and off with the keyboard shortcut, the comma. The comma will close and open up the Lightbox, and you can choose anything. Simple, complex, a lot of templates here, a lot of default projects, a lot of wonderful things to explore. What most people do is they start out just like this, and then they'll start doing this. And then they'll get very frustrated and go, why isn't it working? So this is probably a mistake, number one. I'm going to clear my canvas, and you'll Control-N. It's new. So now there's nothing here. So what I'll start with is, well, what do I want to start with? Well, probably some geometry. I'll tap over here on the cylinder and it brings up a menu. So what I might start with is probably just a sphere. Let's start with that. So sphere 3D. And then I'll click and drag that out on the canvas. If I keep doing this, then what happens is, again, I get trapped in draw mode. And what's essentially happening is ZBrush is behaving like a 2D application. And my brush is this 3D object. So you can see over here in the thumbnail, all I'm doing is using this object and pulling out more and more of these. And now it starts to look like a bunch of molecule figures. All we have to do is clear our canvas again. Control-N. One more time. Once you drag out the object and let go, before you click out another one, hit T. T will get you into edit mode, and you'll be able to edit the object now. So now we're actually able to work with our object as a 3D model. As you see, as I tumble around here, what I'm doing is I'm just left clicking. I'm going to go down here and turn on polyframe. Keyboard shortcut is Shift F, but you can just click on this button. And then we can see the wireframe of the geo here. And that makes it a little bit easier to see how I'm navigating. So if I just click and drag, I'm just tumbling the camera. And of course, over here, I can also toggle the different angles of the model by using this little thing over here in the corner, this little compass that lets me toggle between right and left views, side views, front and back views, top and bottom views. So whenever I get stuck, I can always just reset my orientation here. And it's 3/4 view. Now, if I want to start sculpting on this, what I'll do is I already have a standard brush here. And if I click and drag on it, right, you can see it's going to say convert this to 3D primitive to a polymesh 3D by pressing the Make Polymesh 3D button in the tool palette, which is over here. So I'm going to click on that button, and now it's a polymesh. Right, click and drag. You can see that I have deformed, I've sculpted on the surface. Let's undo that. I get rid of my polyfill, then I click and drag. You can see that I've carved using the brush. Let's review. We've opened up ZBrush, switched off the Lightbox, added an object, switched to edit mode, and set it up to sculpt. See you next time for another ZBrush tip. Take care.